Hello once again, Facebook world. World in general, really. It's once again me, yours truly, Chris Kuski here. And today, this evening I should say, I'm going to talk to you a little bit on a new subject. Recently I just put on a video that has become, kind of popular. There's been quite a few people that have watched it and commented on it. It's basically kind of a remembrance for my parents, whose anniversary of their passing away is recently. Will be coming up here very shortly. Near Christmas. And so today, my topic of choice, I would like to discuss is change. Today I accessed one of my old Facebook accounts. Old Facebook accounts. Like the first one I ever had. And somehow I was able to remember the password, get on there. And, just kind of going through, a lot of the old comments that I used to post. And, the pictures that I used to share. And the pictures that I'd post on there of myself. And got all the way down to 2009. Holy cow, man. 2009. That's 6 years. 6. And maybe for a lot of people that isn't, a lot of time. But for me, and with my cystic fibrosis, that's almost an eternity to me. That is an extremely long time, and it's an amazing time. So as I'm going through, I'm looking at a lot of these old pictures. Looking at how I used to dress. Looking at how I used to smile. Looking at, a lot of the things that I used to put on there. And I'm realizing, how much I've changed. And I also realize and remember how when I was younger, I used to hate the idea of change. Oh yeah, I hated it. I hated everything about it. I even hated the word. It scared me. Change. Just, I don't know what it was in my ears, but every time I heard it, I was like, no, that's not for me. I don't believe in change. It's not going to happen to me. I'm going to stay the same person now that I will be in 5-10 years. And boy, how I was wrong. If 6 years ago me could see me now, if I could see myself 6 years ago now, I'd probably give a lot of advice. Don't think I'd even have a day. I don't think a day would be enough to give the advice that I would try and give. So, getting down to the topic at hand about change. I've come to realize that in my lifetime, I've always believed that, things could never change. You see actors nowadays, movie stars, for example, some of my favorites like Mark Wahlberg, Will Smith, Freddie Prinze Jr., Ryan Reynolds, Ryan Philippe, people like that. And you see them in their younger days when they were movies in the 90s, early thousands, good looking, young kids in their prime and their full, doing what they enjoy doing, partying, having a good time, just living life to the fullest. And at that point, when I watched them, I believed that that's how they were going to be their entire lives. They were never going to grow up. They were always going to be those young kids, good looking, that had everything, in the palm of their hand, and nothing was ever going to change. Nothing was ever going to change. Well, 10, 15 years later, these once young, fit people are, they're still young. Yeah, they're still pretty fit. Some of them look a little sicklier than others. But 15, 20 years later, these people that were in their 20s then are now in their 40s, almost 50s now. And it's making me realize, it's kind of making me look at my life too. 17-year-old me, and now I'm young. Okay, I admit that I'm young, but 23 years old. 17 me never saw the 23-year-old me. Never pictured 23-year-old me. Never pictured where I was going to be. And I realized that at that time I was just so focused on making sure that nothing was ever going to change about me, that I was going to keep partying, that I was going to, keep being young, and, was going to live life to the maximum, and, just keep pushing myself to the limits. And I never thought about the fact that there's things in your life that you can't change. You can't change them. They are inevitable. For example, your health. It's inevitable. Your health is going to change in years. Your mental status is going to change in years. Your dress style, everything from your clothes to your shoes to your hair to your facial hair to everything is going to change. I mean, this style hair isn't me. A few years ago, I was, the kid that was spiking it up and, loved it, and I'm trying to get to it again, but unfortunately, wearing hats for the past couple of years have kind of matted it down, but, this is one of the examples. These tattoos. 17-year-old me never pictured getting tattoos. Nuh-uh. That wasn't me. That wasn't for me. But it eventually happened. Sometimes it happens, and now these tattoos are on me permanently until the day I die, and I'm okay with that. A lot of people look at me and they're like, you realize what those are going to look like in 20... I realize that they're going to be there in 20 years. Do I give two shits? Obviously I don't. If I did, I wouldn't have got them in the first place. I don't care that in 20 years, this is probably going to look like, a wilted vagina. It doesn't matter to me. I still got it. But that's just showing that change happens. My teeth are not anywhere good to where they used to be, and that was because of the choices that I made. Even my hair has been changing over the years. Unfortunately, people have been telling me I'm getting a receding hairline. I'm trying to fix that, but that's just another thing that can't change. 6 years ago, I thought I was going to have, a head full of hair until the day I died. Way it's going, thanks genes and stress and all that other. 6 years ago, I never pictured that I was going to be spending, almost an entire year in and out of the hospital. This past year, it happened though. I never knew that my parents were going to pass away as soon as they did. Hell, your parents are supposed to stay with you forever. They're invincible. There's nothing that can take them out. There's nothing that will ever be able to stop them. Unfortunately, it does happen. People lose their parents. People lose the people that they care about close to them every day. And that's just another change that I never wanted to picture. Basically, the point of this story is for anybody that's out there that is afraid of change, that doesn't want to change, that can't change. You are changing. There's things about you that you cannot stop from changing. Your body, your mind, your spirit, your education, your job, your friends. Friends come and go, in and out. I can't count the number of people that I've known throughout the years that, are there for a short time and then you never see them again. You never talk to them again. People that I was in the theater with for years that I thought, I'd be friends with forever. Family, I considered them. I don't see half of them anymore. It just happens. There's nothing that you can do to change that. So for the people out there that are having hard times thinking about change, that maybe they want to change themselves but they're afraid to, or they don't think they can. You're changing right now while watching this. You're taking time out of your life to watch this, and it's somehow changing your life. It may not be a change that you see right at this moment. It may not get you money in your pocket right now. It may not be doing anything for your favor at this moment, but it's still changing you. I've been there. Some days I still am. Change is fear. It is. People are scared because you don't know what will happen. If you choose this as to change your life, maybe it'll have a reverse effect and it'll wind up being something that you didn't even think it was going to be, for the better or for the worst. But people can't stay in the past. I've tried. I've wanted to. I loved the past. I loved everything about the past. I lived in the past while I was in the present. I lived in the past while heading towards the future. And it hurt me. It screwed me up really bad. It's done a lot of damage. And I'm having to learn that I can't stay there anymore. I've got to move on. I've got to, because if I don't, what life am I living? I'm not going to completely forget about the past, because the past holds a lot of life lessons that have taught me. A lot of things that have strengthened me, a lot of things that I can't ever forget. But I can't let that weight that's dragging behind keep me at that point anymore. I've got to move forward. And it's scary. I'm terrified thinking about, that we're so close to a new year, and that this next year is going to bring a whole new story to my life. What could it be? What is in store for Chris 2016? Well, there's a few things that I would like to see happen this year. Will they happen? I don't know. I'm not exactly a psychic. I've tried to be, trust me. I'd love to be, but I'm not. All I can do is go forward with my head held high, knowing that things have changed. My looks, my face, my body, my health, my heart, my soul, my hair, everything. Finances, places I live, things I see, people I'm around, have all changed. And they're going to change again this next year. People I've been around this year, a lot of them aren't going to follow me next year. I might wind up meeting some new people. I already have. Are they people that I'm going to need in my life? There's only time to find. There's only time, and we'll find out. So for everybody out there that doesn't want to change, people out there that are scared to change, just know that you're changing right now. Everything's changing. And it's okay. Go with it. Trust me. Don't stay behind. Don't stop doing what you need to do, because if you do, you're going to wind up in a place you don't want to be. And it's not worth it. People out there, everybody has potential. You have potential. It's true. Think about that. You may not believe it right now, may not see it, but you, right now, sitting there, have potential. Take it. Use it. Succeed. Move forward. Be the person you want to be, not the person somebody else wants you to be. Okay? With that, I think I'm done for the day. I've already taken up about 13 minutes of your life. Like, comment, if you don't like it, tell me off. I'm always easy, I don't really get ticked off for a lot of things anymore. My last relationship helped with that. I'm learning to be able to control myself a lot better. So, just keep going forward. Alright? Don't stop. It ain't worth it. Until next time, until my next video, you guys have an awesome night. Keep going. And until next time, we'll see you again on Facebook. And also, I'm starting up a YouTube channel. I will let you guys know more about that if you're interested. Hit me up on Messenger and ask me about it. And start following me if you want. Later.